Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. We got some NXT that we talking about. That was from 1/2016. I keep wanting to say 1/16/16. I don't know why. And it won't let me in the live chat. Yay! But anyway, pretty good match or pretty good show. Start off with Sami Zayn versus Adam Rose. I want Leo Kruger back, but WWE doesn't seem to want to listen to me. This was a good match. A bit slower of a match, but I that's not necessarily an issue right now, just because I know Sami is just coming off of a major injury. So, you don't really want him to go too fast with things. You kind of want to keep it slow, which isn't a problem. I just think as a heel, Adam Rose needs to maybe be more vocal in the ring, because there was a couple times where, he was trash talking Sami Zayn, and I think he needs to, turn that up more. I've always loved Adam Rose. It's just lately he hasn't had that hook with me where he hooks me and gets me interested. I don't know what it is, but hopefully him being with the Social Outcast will kind of help that, get more attention on him, and get us more excited about seeing him. But this was a really good opening match. Anytime you have Sami Zayn opening a show, the fans are going to get hyped right out of the gate. Thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I definitely loved this match. I definitely was excited going in this match. I was still confused about Adam Rose, though. I was like, so basically everyone who's in this number one contenders match is going to face off against one member of the Social Outcast, right? That's how it works. But I never understood the first time he came out as a heel. I think on NXT was the Party Pooper thing, where it started out with his normal music and then he cut it off and just walked with no music. I wish they would have kept that, but instead maybe still had his music play, the same music but in a minor key. So then it sounds, it sounds more somber, it sounds darker. I think they could have did that easily, and tried that, but I don't know. I was surprised, but I felt like this was kind of a tiny sample that showed that Adam Rose was still a good talent. I've always liked Adam Rose, and I think he showed a lot in this match, but you just couldn't see as much as you wanted to see. Sami Zayn will end up winning with the Cody Clutch, but I definitely like this match. I would love to see more from these two guys, especially Adam Rose. We see a lot from Sami Zayn, but more so from Adam Rose, especially on the main roster now. Hopefully, with the Social Outcast, they'll do something with him. That's my main concern.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, it won't let me go into the live chat. That's weird. Keep saying invalid request. I don't know. Have you ever gotten that before?
No, I was still in the last one. I don't know if that was an issue.
Are you still in the last one now?
No, I just closed it out.
Let me try it again. No. Shit. I don't know how else they're gonna comment or we're gonna contact people.
Just keep going. I'll work on it. If I can find it.
All right, we'll try to figure out these technical difficulties. So next we have an interview with Johnny Gargano. Also, before I wanted to say I like that Sami Zayn won with the Koji Clutch. We don't usually see him win with submissions, and I like his Koji Clutch, so that was kind of cool. But we get an interview with Johnny Gargano. Johnny has a match tonight with the angry Samoan, Samoa Joe. And, they ask if he's ready. Johnny says he knows what Samoa Joe is all about. He's going to, all about. Johnny refers to Joe as a schoolyard bully who thinks he's going to intimidate him. Johnny asks Rich, how do you handle a bully? You walk right up to him and you punch him in the mouth. I like that. He says Johnny Wrestling will not back down. I like how he referred to himself as Johnny Wrestling. That's what his one of his nicknames has always been. I'm wondering if they're gonna do a T-shirt, Johnny Wrestling, maybe, possibly. Even though we can already get Johnny Wrestling T-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com, but that was not a pitch for anything. I was just making a comment. But that would be pretty cool. If they gave him a T-shirt, give all the NXT stars a T-shirt, so we could, maybe wear their T-shirts. I don't know. Just an idea. Like the Ready, Willing, and Gable T-shirt, that they could make. Any thoughts on this match, DJ, or T-shirts?
I don't really have any. I do have thoughts nonetheless. I definitely like the Gargano interview. I think they continue to grow on his character. The more we hear from him, the more we see him. I think, especially with a lot of these new guys, we tend to see their character grow a little bit more, which is nice. I was kind of wondering what they were gonna do with him, so it's nice that he's still there. That's about all I got on him.
Boy, he is one of the greatest of all time. Then we get a promo from Jordan and Gable earlier in the day. They say that everybody is talking about the Tag Team of the Year, and they weren't even nominated. Jordan mentions that Blake and Murphy were nominated and adds that he and Gable beat Blake and Murphy in London in 2015. So the American Alphas, as they're calling themselves now, challenge Blake and Murphy next week. I think not for the titles, because Blake and Murphy don't have the titles. But that's kind of cool that we're gonna have Team Ready, Willing, and Gable. I will not call them the American Alphas versus Blake and Murphy next week. Maybe get us more interested in Blake and Murphy without Alexa, because without Alexa, I don't give a crap about them. I really don't. I'm sorry. Any thoughts, DJ? I forgot to do the switchy thing again.
All right. I don't know. American Alphas. I don't know how I feel about that name. I do feel like they are definitely feeling more comfortable with each other. It seems like I've realized that they do they seem more comfortable with each other. They feed off of each other pretty well. Ready. He won't say it, but he will say Gable. I don't know why he won't say Willing, but he will say Gable. Mr. JJ over there. I definitely like how these guys work together. Also, I found the issue with the live chat. The setting is set on type. It's set to custom instead of quick, and that's what it is.
That one was my bad. And now it won't even. Oh, my computer's so slow today. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to try to get into that stupid freaking chat if my computer would let me do things. But while I'm doing that, we have a match for DJ. The -10 Ty Dillinger versus Apollo Crews.
You should be ashamed of yourself, I feel like. You should be quite ashamed. He is the perfect 10, actually. Cruz was definitely in control, but Dillinger would come back with that nice suicide dive. The I don't know what to call this, so I called it the knee to the face for two by Ty
That's a
Dillinger.
good name for it. That's
I mean, that's what happened. So I thought it would be the easiest name slash description. I thought it would work. The power bomb by Apollo Cruz, I definitely like more now than the first time I saw it. I definitely noticed it more this time than I did the very first time we saw it. I felt like, but I'm glad that he still uses it. It does feel like they had said in Breaking Ground. It does feel impactful. It has a certain like pop to it, which is nice. And after the match, Cruz would definitely try to get a match with Finn Balor, not a title match because he says he hasn't earned it yet. He says he doesn't want any of his qualifications. He just wants a finish, a real pinfall or submission finish. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. He and Balor. But Casey, do you have any thoughts on the perfect 10 going up against Apollo Cruz?
I mean, that boy Apollo Cruz, he be looking pretty good in this match. He be looking pretty good against that guy that can't finish a feud against Jason Jordan.
Hey,
Because
you never criticized Jason Jordan for not finishing the feud, but okay.
I mean, that's because he's too busy. He was looking for a real partner. Like Chad Gable. He was looking for that real partner. He wasn't having none of that. Ty Dillinger. What kind of name is Ty? Like, anyway, it's a pretty good match, and still won't fucking work. Oh my! I don't know why my computer is going so slow. I think it's because I'm doing a live stream, and it's like, no, I can't do multiple things at once. So are you in the live chat?
No, I can't get in.
That is just wonderful. That is good. Anyway, so after the match, Apollo kind of says that he wants to finish what was started a few months ago. He knows he hasn't earned a title shot, and that's not what he's asking for. What he is asking for is a match, one-on-one with Finn Balor. So that's kind of cool. You don't you don't really see many guys anymore just wanting that one-on-one match to settle something. It's usually for a title or for something. But I like that Apollo just kind of wants a one-on-one match to see who the better man is. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm more excited for that. I want to see how they're gonna play that out, the whole Finn and Apollo Crews thing, since Finn's kind of already kind of wrapped up in what seems to be a feud of three people right now. He's in a feud with everyone. He's the champ.
Next, something happened. I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened, because Alexa Bliss was there, and I was a little bit distracted. You wanna fill me in on what happened? Because girl.
Blake Murphy and Alexa Bliss, they were having an interview. She was upset because she felt like Blake and Murphy are, they're messing up. They're not winning enough for Alexa Bliss's liking, even though she hasn't won a match in quite some time. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Just, am I wrong, Casey? Am I wrong? She hasn't won a match. I mean, the last time she won a match, Blake and Murphy were the champions. I'm just saying. But anyway, it was probably before that, actually. I think the last time she won a match, Enzo and Cass were the champions. Oh wait. But anyway, nothing really happened in this. It didn't seem like, Bliss is kind of in control of these guys. I'm wondering. It looks like they're trying to tee the break off or something. I wonder if they are going to break them off or not. I'm kind of curious.
I mean, maybe, Alexa Bliss and Murphy, broke up in real life, and they just, they can't get along. So they gonna break up the team. Girl, I got you. And I would not lose matches if you were my manager / girly wifey bae thing. I'm just saying I would not lose for you, girl. I would not ever. Anyway,
Speaking of Alexa Bliss, I was about to look up her Wikipedia page, but I saw something here. It says WWE talent, anonymous WWE NXT talent allegedly accuses Alexa Bliss of being a ring rat.
How dare you accuse Alexa Bliss of doing anything ever except being beautiful and talented
and dangerous? Oh, sorry.
I mean, she dangerous. But I like it. Anyway, moving on. I mean, we don't have to. We can just talk about Alexa Bliss. We could just do a whole video just talking about Alexa Bliss. Anyway, we got a nice little short Vaudevillains vignette. It felt like a heel turn vignette. I kind of like it. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we'd already seen the heel turn. I think this is just confirmation. I definitely liked it though. It was weird looking at Aiden English's mouth though, just open. It was weird to me, but I definitely liked the vignette though. It was kind of unique, similar to what the Vaudevillains are anyway as a tag team.
They are pretty unique. Next, we see that NXT has gone back out on the road, and I guess recently at a show in Milwaukee, Sami Zayn had just finished a match when the fans and Sami Zayn got a surprise with the return of Kevin Owens. I liked this, but I didn't like that it was just pictures. Like, they didn't show any video of it. They didn't show exactly what happened. They didn't show what Kevin Owens said to Sami Zayn. Like, I was like, okay, give us more info. Like, is he coming back to NXT? Are they going to have another feud? Like, there's not enough information here. Any thoughts on that?
The reason they didn't show anything but pictures is obviously because we don't have the WWE Network for $9.99. We obviously have the Imposter Network. We are streaming on illegal sources. That's what they're trying to tell us. That is what they're trying to tell us, that we are streaming on illegal sources. For shame to all of us who watched this NXT and only saw pictures. But I did think it was cool that Kevin Owens kind of was still involved in NXT a little bit. I just thought it's always cool to see these guys come back to NXT, so I thought that was a pretty cool moment. And obviously this feud really truly hasn't ended.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can change that so we can actually go into the live chat. Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's anywhere to change it once you get in to the live stream.
Damn it. Oh well. I'm sorry. That was my bad. DJ didn't teach me well enough. So I mean, it's his bad, really.
No, I told you quick the very first time I taught you. Plus, mine was already on quick, so I didn't know you had to change it.
I got confused on the when I tried to start it on YouTube. I got confused on the live stream thing, so I just went to Google Plus and did it that way. That's why. Yeah.
Instead of asking me how do you do it, and we could have went step by step with it. Okay.
Listen. Okay. Shut your face. We get Baron Corbin versus Rich Swann. I was super hyped to see Rich Swann in TNA or NXT or what it. See, now you got me all flustered. I don't know what show we're talking about. I don't know what country we're in. I don't know what time it is. NXT. I was excited. I've seen a lot of Rich Swann's work in PWG, Chikara, Dragon Gate USA, a bunch of other promotions. So I was excited to see what he would bring to the table in NXT. I didn't even know that they signed him. I knew that they signed a bunch of new indie guys, but I didn't know he was one of them. But good match, and we did see some nice kind of speed and agility from Rich Swann in his debut. I felt like we could have seen a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it's WWE, and they obviously they want Baron Corbin to look dominant in this match. So I don't know. I'm just hoping we see more of Rich Swann. Because I really like him in the Indies. So, any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree that we didn't see a lot from Rich Swann, but I do think I believe that we saw a lot more from Rich Swann than we did from Adam Rose earlier. But I'm hoping they keep Rich Swann around. I definitely liked what I saw from him. Against Baron Corbin, the insecurities were lethal. But obviously Baron Corbin does get the win, and I definitely like this match. Obviously you're gonna make all the guys who are the number one contenders, be strong. It seems like.
Yeah. So we get an interview with Baymella. Even though they are teamed together tonight, Carmella did win the number one contendership for Bayley's NXT Women's title, and she's asked kind of how she feels. Carmella says she feels fabulous. She finally gets a match for the title, and it just so happens to be against her best friend. I right when they started talking about this, I thought about the feud with that Charlotte is in with Becky Lynch, and how they were best friends in NXT and blah blah blah. When we never actually saw any proof that they were best friends at all. It's just TNA kind of, or WWE kind of trying to make fabricated storylines. But this is something where they actually could, because we know they are best friends. So I just thought of that, and I kind of thought it was funny. She said, but when it comes down to it, they have to put friendship aside, because it's all about who comes out champion. Alex says tonight they teamed together to face Alexa Bliss and Emma. Bayley says tonight is all about shutting them up. Then Dash and Dawson come up, clapping and sarcastically congratulating Carmella for her win and winning the number one contendership. They say that just like her G's, Enzo and Cass, she never wins the big one. I kind of like this. It builds up their heel kind of team, Dash and Dawson, and maybe gets us more into kind of thinking of them as an actual team, because they're still not one of the teams that I think of right at off the top of my head in NXT. But I was excited for this match with Baymella and my girl Alexa Bliss and Emma and that other blonde person that is with Emma. Any thoughts on this interview?
Yes, as far as thoughts are concerned, I think the biggest part of this interview, besides Baymella, that was the cutest part of this interview. The biggest part of this interview was Dash and Dawson. I think they're really starting to grow on me for some reason. I think the more I'm exposed to you, the more you start to grow on me, it seems like. And I like, for some reason I'm growing. Their character is also growing on me. It seems like it has more of a direction. It's still not necessarily like a direct direction, but it's still it is getting like more and more clear, which I like, and I like Dawson, or I think it's Dash on the mic a lot.
Yeah. Trying to. I feel like we missed something, but maybe we didn't. So we get Emma and Alexa Bliss versus Baymella. I'm gonna give you this match because, again, with my girl being in the ring, I get distracted real easily. And so you take this one first, and then I'll give my thoughts.
All right. Real quick, racist fan says, I think they signed Joey Ryan and Candice, the world's cutest tag team. I'm going to see saying I think they should sign those two guys. Well, one male, one female. But they not that they would actually use them like that. They wouldn't use them in that fashion. And then I just lost the other comment.
How are you seeing these comments? I can't get into the chat. What are you?
It's in the Google notifications.
Oh.
And it says, how do you think that WWE will sign to NXT? I don't know what that means. But can you clear that up for me, racist fan? I just kind of want I do want to answer your question. I just don't know what you meant. Bayley and Carmella versus Alexa Bliss and Emma. It seemed like Bayley was getting beat down this entire match. It seemed like it, and there were times when obviously she would come back, but she would just end up being isolated again. Love the butterfly suplex by Emma. I'm a big butterfly suplex type of a guy. Carmella came in hot, with the high tag, locks in an interesting version of the Koji Clutch, is what I'm going to call it today, to end up winning. It's her finisher. I just don't know. It's her submission finisher. I just don't know what it's called. But I definitely like this match. It was pretty good. I did think it was kind of a typical tag team match, though. Bayley gets beat down, and then Carmella comes in hot and wins. But any thoughts on Baymella? I don't understand how the commentators went the entire match without saying Baymella. Either one of them. I never understood that. But any thoughts on Baymella versus Alema? I can't. I tried. I couldn't.
It's called Team Bliss Solution. Get Evolution, Bliss Solution. No, that don't work. Alright, whatever. I like this match. I thought, I know last week I said I wanted to see a match with Alexa Bliss versus Emma. But can we get Alexa Bliss and Emma as a tag team permanently so they can be the hottest tag team ever? I don't know what it is about them as heels, but and I guess you could make it a 3-person team and have the other person in there. But, you really only need Emma and Alexa Bliss. That's really, and Emma with those aviators. Anyway, this was a good match. I like how they kind of isolated Emma, or Bayley, not Emma. Obviously, they want to isolate the champion who is kind of seen as the stronger member of the team, which I don't necessarily agree with, but and I feel like that kind of was set up to maybe make Carmella, look a little bit stronger, build her up for her eventual title match. Because I feel like a lot of people still kind of overlook her, even though she is the number one contender. I feel like a lot of people still overlook her. So, you want to kind of push her and give her as much, of a push as you can. And what better way than, you know, having the champion kind of as her tag team partner, getting beaten down and, you know, getting attacked in the beginning of the match. So she has to kind of, you know, come back with that hot tag and, you know, show what she can do. I thought that was really good booking on WWE's part. But I just really like this match. I hope they maybe start a feud with this somehow. Even though, you know, obviously Bayley and Carmella are going to have a match at some point. I feel like they could do something with this. Either do something permanently with Emma and Alexa Bliss and Dana Brooke. Oh, it's so hard to say that name. But I think they could actually be a pretty good, you know, heel team. You know, and not be team EAD or DEA or, you know, Team Blonde. Just no.
Also, Casey, racist fan was saying, who do you think WWE would sign?
That's what I thought he was saying, you know, because I pay attention. How
you gonna pay attention if you can't find the comments, Casey? How you gonna pay attention?
I don't need your back gas.
But I really don't know as far as that question is concerned. WWE has the power to sign so many people that it's kind of hard. I obviously think that they're going to sign the Hardys at some point. I don't know who they would sign necessarily to NXT though, because I feel like obviously if the Hardys come back, they'll get the Dudley treatment and go straight up. Obviously it would be like indie type of guys. I don't know. We've seen so many people come to WWE recently. It's kind of hard to say. I could see them maybe going after a guy like Prince Puma. Like that would be a guy that they would be like, oh, I like how he looked. Let me sign him. You know, like they've been doing recently. It seems like.
Yeah. Anyway, so Alex Reyes asks Finn Balor his thoughts on Apollo Crews wanting to finish what was started months ago. Finn says he's talked to Apollo and William Regal, and it will happen. So I guess we are going to get that match sometime in the near future. Maybe next week, possibly. I'm thinking. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, this seems to be a staple of what they do with Finn Balor. He kind of comes up, he talks for like 3 seconds, and then he leaves. You know, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. We don't see a lot of talking from Mr. Finn when he's in his interviews. I think they should let him talk more. But I'm excited, you know, for this match. Like I've been saying, you know, I'm more excited for the match than the kind of the build up.
All right. So next we get Johnny Gargano versus Samoa Joe. I like this match. You know, we saw some really good kind of strength and dirty tactics from Joe, forcing Johnny into the corners a couple of times, and kind of grinding his forearm into his face. I like that. I thought this was an awesome match, you know, which I expected considering, you know, they have faced off in the Indies. I've seen one of their matches. I think it was in AIW or AWI or something like that. But unfortunately, Johnny does not get the win. Because you know they can't let Johnny or Tommaso get wins. Because why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because Anyway, no, but it does make sense. Of course, they want the three guys that are in the triple threat match to all get wins tonight and all look dominant. Even though they were against guys that were kind of more so unknown in NXT so far. We haven't really seen, unless you follow them on the indies, we haven't really seen much of Johnny Gargano in NXT. This was Rich Swann's debut in NXT, and we haven't seen much recently with Adam Rose in WWE or in NXT. So, it still makes Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe look dominant, which is kind of what they're trying to do. But any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. But I agree that I want John Gargano and Masashi to win, but I don't think this situation to do it. I think you got to make the guys who are competing for the title look strong. Although we know they're already, good guys. Just if one of them loses, then they're obviously the weakest link. It seems like, even if it's by shady tactics or a roll up. But I definitely like this match. The nice enziguri by Gargano that looked like he was gonna kind of get it going then, but ends up getting chucked up on the apron, which looked pretty painful. And then the sweep that made Gargano land on his head. Ow. It just seemed like every time Gargano did find a way to do some things, Joe would kind of fight it off. Nice little springboard DDT by Gargano. And then he tries to kind of springboard in again and gets hit with a kick, rear naked choke. I mean, this match was just it was good, but obviously in another situation, you feel like they could obviously do more.
Yeah. And I believe that was it for tonight. Seems weird ending with that match because it was a good match, but for some reason it didn't seem like a main event match. I don't know why. I don't know if you agreed with that or not, but that's our NXT for 1/20/16. Don't forget to obviously subscribe, like the video, like all of our videos. Even if you don't like them, like them. We'll definitely have some great content coming out this week. Obviously, we'll have this coming week's. Actually, no, we just did TNA and NXT, so we're not going to do that. But we have Royal Rumble coming up on Sunday. We have the conference round games. So then, next week we're obviously going to pick the Pro Bowl, because the Pro Bowl is really the only game that matters in the whole season. It really is. It really is. But don't forget, like I said, follow, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, even though we don't do anything with our Instagram. I guess we could tweet out pictures of just random or post random pictures of like Alexa Bliss. That's something that we could do. That is something that we could do. But we will be seeing you. Come on, DJ. You want to say it. We will be seeing you on the flippity dippity. Oh,